Welcome to Southwest Yard and Garden. I'm Curtis Smith. Frost is coming soon. We've got plants, some house plants which we have over summered outside. So their vacation's about to end. They need to come in pretty soon. We've got some others which have become large. They may be growing in the ground or in pots. We may want to repropagate them to keep them so we can have them again next year. And we have some which are just in need of repotting. We need to talk about that. And Master Gardener Judy Nickel from Albuquerque is also doing some repotting. She's brought some things to show us as well. Judy, I see you've got your geraniums.
I brought some geraniums that need care. They've been outside and got dead leaves on them that need to be cleaned off. And let me get the clippers here. And some of these they're leggy and they need to be repotted. And this little trick on repotting was told to me by a friend of mine, one of our Albuquerque's top gardeners many years ago, is you take your pot and you insert a small pot inside. When you get to water it, you put your water in here and that waters the plants. And you just cut your piece of geranium that you need to repot. And you really should let this cure on the end for a while before repotting.
Let it superize and seal that wound.
Right, but I'm going to show you how to do it anyway. This soil is dry, so it's not going to do much harm. And then you just poke it in there.
It has to be nice and loose. If it's harder soil, you have to use a pencil or something to make the hole.
Right, this is garden compost. And we'll take some of these dead leaves off. They're looking tacky. Clean them off a little bit and put it in there. And you can do about 4 or 5 of these depending on size of your pot.
And then you would just water here through that pot in the middle.
Right, and then that also keeps the base of these things from getting too much water and rotting. So that's the neat trick, and then you can put your little sign on there that says, "Watch me grow."
Well, that's what we like to do. That's why we're doing this.
Okay.
We have some other plants to look at now. I've got an amaryllis, and every time I water it, the water just runs through too rapidly. So the soil needs to be replaced in here. But I noticed I have some volunteer plants, some little kalanchoe that have come up in there. So I want to repot them while I'm doing this. So
you
I
must
think
have had this right next to a kalanchoe.
it was right next to it. A leaf fell in here, and the babies grew around the edge of the leaf, which is one of the nice things about kalanchoe. So I'm going to take one of my small pots, and we'll put some potting soil in here. Press it down lightly because this soil is very loose right now.
You want a shovel?
Oh, I think we're okay. The tools are fun, but not always necessary.
Fingers work very well with these things.
And then what I'm going to do is use my finger to make a little hole to plant this. These other smaller ones I'm just going to set on the surface.
And they'll root.
And they will grow. And so they're off and running. Now we can deal with the amaryllis, now that we've taken the baby plants out of there. All I want to do is take this out.
Oh, look at that root ball.
Good, healthy roots on here. I'm going to clean this old soil off of it a little bit. Loosen these up, but I'm going to put it back in the same pot so I can't open it up too much. So what I'm going to do is put some soil in, create a bed. A lot of it's going to fall out the holes at the bottom, but since this is moist, it's going to work pretty well.
And they don't need too much soil anyway.
They really don't. This has been in here for about 4 years. It's bloomed every year. So what I want to do is work the soil in. This time I do need the tool, so I can work the soil in and continue adding. Well, but this has to work down the side of it, which I find very handy, is to work like that. And then I want to tamp it well. But if you'll notice, the bulb is still sitting high in the soil. And that's the way an amaryllis ought to be grown.
What color is this one?
This particular one's red. I've got a red one, I've got a white one.
I like the white ones with the red lines in them.
Okay, well, good luck with your garden. Begin bringing your plants indoors. There are a lot of things you can do inside.